guys? Tomorrow we're hitting the road to Las Vegas for IFL. So right now we're doing some work on the white MR2 to get it ready for that. We got the red MR2 pushed out of here. We got the axle in it this morning and that's all ready to go. But I ended up going back to the guy's house that had the RSX where I got the half shaft from for the red MR2 because he was parting out the whole car. And I ended up just getting the whole swap out of the car. This is a K20A2 with the Type S 6-speed transmission. He gave me the ECU, the shift linkages, the header, full wiring harness, everything ready to go. And then he also threw in the doubled in stereo out of the car as well, which was pretty cool. Could throw that in the MR2 or something. It's a Kenwood, but I got all that for 900 bucks. So that was a really good deal. So I just went ahead and got all that. The only car that we have that actually uses a K20 is Wago. So I was thinking this might be a good builder motor later on if I plan on upgrading Wago in the future. But for now, that's just gonna sit. And we have been doing some work on the MR2 today. And we got the strain gauge pretty much all installed. So taking all this stuff apart was definitely a pain, but we got it done. So this guy right up here has a load sensor in it. When you put your hand on this shifter and either pull back or forward, it senses that motion both ways and it sends a voltage through this wire to a little box that we have tucked up in here, which is called Easy Shift by Geartronics. And then that senses the motion of the shifter, and then you can go in here and program certain shift cuts for how long. And then basically what it does is it cuts the ignition while you're going into the next gear, so then you can stay flat-footed. You don't ever have to take your foot off the gas or use the clutch. It just cuts the ignition, you go into gear, you keep your foot floored, and then it just, you know, cuts it for that split second, so it saves the transmission, keeps it all good, and then you just keep going. It makes the shifts like almost instant, like very, very fast shifts. And we're just about done setting all this up. I'm not sure if we're actually gonna have it fully set up and working at IFO. That was the goal, but we're gonna try to play with it here on the dyno. My buddy Matt has been helping me through it. He lives in the UK and knows all about this stuff. But that is in there and installed, and right now we're getting ready to put the MR2 on the dyno. I just wanna do one quick power pull on this car, make sure everything's good and ready to go before we head out. And then we're gonna mess with the strain gauge some as well and see if we can get that figured out. But yeah, we're getting ready to throw her on right now because we're gonna try to have everything loaded up by tonight, so then we can just head out to Vegas first thing in the morning. So Jamie's actually getting ready to head out right now. They got the Bully and the Grinch on his trailer. He has a new topper because they threw the laundry last time they were on a trip.
He's Santa Claus this weekend.
They lost a tote full of sweaters on the last trip in Florida, so now he has it all.
There's some weather this time, so keep
now it's all covered up. The Bully just did what, like 737 on the dyno, something like that.
Something like that.
So it's ready to go.
Yep. It's a good start.
And then we're gonna be heading out tomorrow morning to follow them. Brent's flying out because he has some family stuff going on, and then he's just gonna meet us out there.
Can't wait.
So
super stoked.
Yep, and Jamie's gonna try to beat a big storm that's up in the Rocky Mountain range. Yep. There's a huge storm. We're gonna be going down and around because
cameras, it's clear.
It's clear right now.
They better go now.
It's clear.
They're getting several feet of snow up there. Yep. We're just about ready. We're gonna go ahead and put the MR2 on the dyno now, and
are we ready?
Then we'll be loaded up.
We're always ready.
Is Vegas ready for us?
Yeah.
This will be my first time.
Oh, a bunch of first timers. Shane's first time going and being able to drink now.
Well, yeah, last time he was having to hide from the people in the casinos. I'm sitting there playing games, getting drinks, and they're like, "Who is this kid?" And I'm like, "Run!"
Your wife's in the front seat, like, "Come on, let's go. I want a martini now."
Oh yeah, she's been to Vegas, so that's her first time.
She's ready.
Me and Brent are there like all the time.
She's not lazy. Yeah, you guys gotta go to Fat Tuesdays and get the big boy.
I want to do that zip line that goes all the way through.
Oh, if through Fremont. Yeah,
our hotel's in the middle of that.
Oh, right, by the zip line?
Do you want to jump off the stratosphere? You could free jump off of it.
The stratosphere?
Yeah.
Scary now.
It's like it's great.
Thousands
It's the best
feet or
feeling
so,
ever. Yeah.
1,100 feet.
And you
where
free
jump
fall
from.
with a cable.
Oh.
It's the best.
Steve St. Pierre, the guy that
Oh, like off a bungee cord?
Yeah, you just jump off the whole.
No, it's not a bungee cord. It's like a cable that's electronically controlled.
It's
to
the
slow
best
you
thing
down.
ever. Trust me,
bro.
It's the best. It's great. We went into the room, and there was literally a guy flying past the window. And I was like, "Ah!" And it was the ride. Yeah.
See you, Jamie.
See you guys.
Hi,
See ya. We'll see you in Vegas.
Yeah. See you in Vegas.
So we got the MR2 on the dyno, and we've been messing with the strain gauge stuff for a while now. We got it pretty much up and working, but we just ran into a couple of issues. It is really cool though. So this is the program all pulled up, and then this right here, this little indicator is pretty much the position of the barrel inside of the sequential training. If you guys remember the video of us assembling this thing, there's a little shift barrel in there that turns almost all the way around. Right now the car is in neutral and it's reading in real time. We went through, had to set the number of gears, and then we had to set each gear to what angle it's at. So right now you can see barrel angle is at 72, 73-ish, kind of bouncing around because it's live. And that's the degree on the tube where it's at. And then you go to neutral right here, and then it's right at 73 degrees. So it knows at 73 degrees, it's in neutral, and then it has a tolerance of 7 degrees both ways off of 73. So if it was at 80, it would still, you know, say it's in neutral. And then if I pull back on this, you guys want to roll it, wiggle it a little bit, get her all the way into first. All right, just clicked into first after they rolled the tires. You can see the barrel angle is at 115. You go to first gear, it's at 115 right there. So that's how this software knows what gear it's in, which is really cool. And then, you know, back to neutral, has a little indicator right there, N for neutral, 1 for first, 2 for second, and then the needle just keeps going. So that's really cool. We ran into an issue though with like trying to get these thresholds right. We've been messing with this for well over an hour. We're trying to figure out the engine cut stuff, but it's just not quite cooperating. We need some more info and more time with it to get it fully set up. And we don't want to rush it too much to where we might mess up the tranny or something right before this race. So we know everything shifts good, and it still shifts really fast before we even put this on there. But we at least have it in the car, all wired up and running. Strain gauge is on. We just need some more time to play with it. But for now, we are just going to run the car how it was. So now the only difference is from Oklahoma till now is we at least have the 2-step setup on the e-brake, which is still a huge factor overall. But we will come back to this later on and get the strain gauge wired in correctly, because that would be really cool to have. But for time's sake and not wanting to change up too much before a race, we're just gonna leave it there. But this is all wired up, ready to go, and it is cool. So we just got to play with it some more. And Matt's on the phone too, he's been helping. But yeah, we'll come back to that later. We're just gonna dyno the car, make sure it's good, and get her loaded up. Damn.
11,800.
It did 1100 though.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know what just went though.
I don't think anything. I think it's just when I came off the throttle.
It is smoking pretty good.
That one's spinning, this one stopped. This turbo took a shit.
Think
Yep,
the
it hit the wheel.
turbo went out?
That turbo. Yeah, that one's dead. Yep.
Damn. Oh, yep. Killed the turbo. Well, I guess they don't like 1100.
For real?
Okay, I'm kind of happy that that's all that happened though.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
We can change it.
Yeah. Dude, it did 1100 though. It did 11. I mean, that's all I needed to see though. I mean, just slap a turbo on and we're ready to go.
Crazy.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Well, I guess we found the limits on them. 1100.
The nut even like came off. Almost.
Oh yeah. Like unscrewed the nut. Damn. That's crazy.
38 pounds.
38 pounds?
Yep.
Damn.
That's exactly the same boost level I was too, dude.
Damn.
When I made my 11-12.
Well, fixer and I call it good, load it up. Look at it.
Oh shit, she's
Dude,
bro, let me turn on the flashlight.
It ate her up.
Bro.
The nut.
Look at the nut. Oh, it's done, man.
That's as done as they've ever been before.
That's the dumbest I've ever seen it done.
That's well done. Well done.
That's well done.
It had to be on the throttle blade closing. Like
Yeah, because it happened right at the end.
Right at.
That's your late Thanksgiving with us, Kyle?
Blowouts on it, man.
I know. I got the two valves.
Should have took a lot of the pressure off of it.
I wonder how heavy the spring is in there though too. If it's too much spring,
It'd have to be too much
don't
spring.
open as much.
It'd have to be. You guys didn't hear a big.
No,
I heard.
not at all. I don't think it'll blow up. I think there's too heavy of springs in the blow off
Yeah.
valve.
Trashed it.
Trashed it. My bad.
The spring rate for a blow off valve is based off of what your engine vacuum produces when your throttle blade
That's
is closed.
exactly what did it because
I broke the shaft in half.
It broke the shaft.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna almost pull this compressor wheel out.
So something with
Like
the
if
valves
you,
not
if you
opening.
take this housing
So it
out,
might not be the turbo's fault.
Shaft failure is usually failure to release pressure. Hey, nice power, man.
Yeah, 1100.
I love seeing that both cars with the same twin turbo setups are making the same horsepower on the same boost.
That's pretty cool.
That's way cool.
And
And
these are-
that's a B and a K, two different completely.
these are
engines,
eBay
too.
turbos, bro.
Yeah.
These aren't name brand stuff, and
And then look,
that
if
just
that
proved it.
if that failure were to happen, it could have easily broke a name brand one, and then then you're out that
absolutely.
much
just
more.
Proved that we're making that power.
Yeah, 1100. What's the
1118 and you
Oh.
made what, Todd? 1112.
well
12.
new dyno record for the MR2 guys? 1118.
And it wasn't
Damn.
done yet.
It wasn't. It freaking let off early.
Dude, 1118, and look, if I just gave her more limiter out here,
I know you weren't even at 150 yet.
no, no, she's bad.
That's
It
bad.
needs more rev limiter
And more blow off valve.
and more blow off valve. Or soften up what we got and
Snap
make it work.
that shaft in that thing.
I was going to ask if you had an authentic tile on any of your cars.
Those are all eBay tile wastegates or
On
blow off
everything
valves.
you have?
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. The thing nice about a real tile is you can order what spring you actually need.
Yep.
Not something they just make.
But that's weird because when this thing is idling and you're revving it and you free rev it, these suck up from vacuum. They physically suck up. So I feel like the spring can't be that strong. So that's weird.
something was enough.
When this is just idling, these pop up.
I mean, I wouldn't want to stand there when I come off a throttle. But
Yeah.
you put a camera on it.
See if they open up.
Yeah.
Because you're sucking the volume of both diaphragm domes out through one tube.
We could sure try it. That would be an easy solution.
It's like drinking
the
a big
turbo.
gulp with a thin straw versus those giant thick straws
we
they
all
have.
love McDonald's straws.
Yeah. You can
But let's
suck
just
up
do
a
that
whole
real
chunk of Oreo out of those.
You can. Done it.
But
So we'll just
same
run two,
concept.
and we'll just go with that for right this minute. Change the turbo, and
Yeah.
And go.
let's go.
Cool though.
Well, we blew up a turbo at 1100 horsepower. So we luckily have another one ready to go in this box. So we're just gonna swap that guy out real quick. And then while we're here, if we can, we might give these blow-off valves their own separate line instead of just teeing them to one, because we're thinking it's a high chance the blow-off valves didn't open, and that's what caused the turbo to go, because all that pressure had nowhere else to go, and it tried to just force itself back onto the turbo, which is already spinning really fast and doesn't want to try to go the other way, which can happen. They snap the shafts like that. The blow-off valve doesn't open, but yeah, we're gonna get it figured out. We'll at least get the new one on there, and I think we'll call it good there. I just wanted to make sure the motor and everything like that was healthy, and obviously it is, and I'm not as worried about. Yeah, motor sounds great. I wasn't too worried about the turbo going out, and I was definitely, when I filmed that, I was like definitely like, oh crap, in the back of my head that whole time, because I thought it could have been the motor, but I'm actually really glad that's all it was, because that's not a huge deal. Luckily we had another one, so we're ready to rock.
That's because it's coming out of the turbo.
It's hanging way out of the turbo. Way out.
You
So
can
that's
pull
good.
this shaft out.
Yep, there it is. Well, that's good, because now we can just replace just the turbo.
But it was exactly what
The
we said.
center cartridge in the compressor housing. Yeah, damn.
Damn.
So you just, must have been the blow-off valves or something.
It has.
It had to, because all that, if that pressure has nowhere to go, it's gonna try to force itself back in there and then spin the wheel the other way. And look, you can see the nut even backed itself off, like all the way. So it's something definitely locked up in there, spun it the wrong way, whatever, and then just tore her up. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Remember that other one?
Yeah, this is the second one that's ever happened.
Second one in all these years, so that's
Yeah.
all right.
It's not too bad.
Put the shaft
They were
in
both
and
on the
it's
dyno too.
Good again, right?
Yeah, we just weld that back together. Good to go. We just pulled this out of the exhaust housing just in case the exhaust housing was good, which it is. So now all we have to do on the new one is just pull this exhaust housing off, and we can slide the new one in there, and we didn't have to take off the exhaust or anything, so it just made it a lot faster. And get it done.
Get her done. Time to go racing.
Well, we got our new turbo back on there. We left the blow-off valves how they were because I do remember when we would start this thing up on idle, these would open up under vacuum and then they wouldn't shut until we would start building boost. So I'm curious to see when we start it up now to see if they open up like they used to, or if they're like stuck shut for some reason. Because if they open up now, then I feel like the spring is obviously not the issue.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching these just open and shut as you would rev the car.
Yeah.
So we did just leave that how it is for now. So we're gonna try that out, and then yeah, if they move, then I don't know, or maybe they just didn't open fast enough. Maybe the boost didn't get out in time.
Right.
Who knows? But we got the new turbo on there, so it's in neutral already. Yeah. So the blow-off valves are opening.
Awesome.
So maybe they got stuck shut under boost. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because that turbo saw some force just to snap the wheel like that. It's one thing for a turbo just to like go out, but like it snapped the shaft. So something
right
happened.
When I came off throttle.
Yeah, literally off the throttle.
So not too sure about that. Everything else seems good though.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm just leave the blow-off valves how they are, because we were gonna try to route them like I just said individually, because I thought we had an extra port on our throttle body, but it's actually being used to give vacuum to the regulator. So we need that already. And yeah, so we're just gonna run it like that, and hopefully it holds at the track.
Yeah, it should.
I mean, I made several passes like that before.
Yeah.
Maybe just turned it up a little too much. 1100. That's crazy. We weren't really excited when we saw the number because I thought it blew up, but it did 1100 at 38 psi. So as long as she stays together, she's gonna rip.
She's gonna rip.
I'm pretty sure the world record MR2 horsepower is 1126. So I mean, it's like right there.
It was 1127 uncorrected. Not uncorrected.
It was on your other. It was on your.
With the smoothing.
Yeah,
off.
with the smoothing off.
With the smoothing off. Yes.
I was like,
that was
bro,
still pretty cool.
Imagine 1100 uncorrected.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, we are getting out of here for tonight. The MR2 made 1100 horsepower and broke a turbo, but we got the turbo fixed and fired up great. Sounds fine. So we're ready to load it up and be on our way. So Brent's gonna be flying out Saturday morning.
Yep, Saturday.
Me and Todd and Emilio are going tomorrow. We're gonna be leaving. Roman's also flying out to get his car once he's out there. So I think he's flying with you guys about the same time.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he said he got a cheap flight. So
Yeah.
We got him cheap.
yeah. So we're gonna be heading down to Vegas. It'll be my first time out there, so it should be pretty sick. They've been down there a whole bunch. It's like Brent's second home.
Yeah. Too much.
Yeah, so it should be pretty fun. We're gonna get there a day early, so we might be able to hang out and go check out the strip and stuff.
it.
Maybe mob
See
the cars
everybody.
down the street. That'd be tight.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
That'd be sick.
Cool.
But there it is, guys. MR2 made 1100 and kind of blew up. I'm gonna probably clickbait this video, so I apologize now. You guys know I never do it, so you have to at least let this one slip, because it'd be good. Showing all the smoke coming out and saying it blew up, because I mean it kind of did, just not the engine.
Something
Like
did.
the car in general blew up. You know, if the engine blew up, you say the car blew up. If the turbo blew up,
Turbo blue.
it blew up,
Sure.
and then we fixed it. So.
Yeah. Ready to go.
She's ready to go. So we're going to load it on the trailer right now, get everything ready tonight, and we're going to head out to Vegas first thing in the morning. So see you guys in Vegas.